Good morning, everyone. Hello. I'm a little bit early. Apparently, there are 13 of you here, though, so hello. I also have giant hot chocolate, which is the perfect drinking temperature, so I should be starting the hangout with that. And I have remembered. Oh, hello. I've just had an email to say I've gone live. That's good to know. Claudine Noblet, I think that's how you say your name. Sorry. I really want to say Noblet, but I'm guessing it's Noblet, has joined the Patreon Peeps, and you have the best name ever. So yes, thank you. Thank you very much for joining the Patreon Peeps. And yeah, hello, it's Sunday. So the video for that dress went out yesterday, and I'm really pleased with how that's turned out. So I think I've definitely got the Sojo back. I'm wearing another Eve today because now that I have decided that Eves are the way forward, I want to wear my way through my entire collection of them because I have quite a lot. I also have all of my Grace dresses cut out and ready to go. I can't remember if I had those done last Sunday. Wait, did I? Did I? I've done very little work this week. Well, it's not true. I've done a lot of work, but it's been a lot of really boring work. Got to do my tax and accounts stuff and get those all ready to send off to the accountant, so that's fun. Elena's here. Hello, lovely Sean and Peeps. Hello. Trusting UK is here. Hi. The curly sewista says, hi, Sean. Your hair looks lovely up like that. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm particularly having a bad I hate my hair at the moment. And I was thinking about having like a good, like this lot chopped off, like a good sort of like 2 inches chopped off of the bottom to make it into a jaw length bob again. But people keep telling me not to. So I maybe won't. I probably will. We do have a special guest star in the corner as well, who's being very quiet at the moment. Hello. Oh, words. I'm not just talking to myself. He is real. Michelle's here. Good morning, Peeps. Joker Class says, morning, Sean. Good morning. Jane says, hi, all. Greetings from Bristol. Hi, Jane. This is going to be the first one that gets sewn up, Jane, because it's a double circle skirt. So the skirt needs to be put together first so that it can do its biasy thing. I have a feeling that I'm going to be doing the video with none of the hems finished. Oh, well, no, 2 of the hems unfinished and 2 of the hems done, because 2 of them are straight lines and then 2 of them are circle skirts. Gig Racer says, good evening, Peeps. Hope you all had a good week. Greetings from Brisbane. Good evening. And Elena says, we have sound effects with a face. You might even see like a headless body at some point as well. He said he would do that and now he looks horrified.
Keep my head attached.
Oh, yeah, well, they wouldn't. That's what I'm saying is they wouldn't see the head. No. Elena says, hi, buttons and waves. He's woken back. Lala Plusa says, morning from Canada. Good morning. Jane says, roses, yay, how exciting. I know, right? And like, actually, I'm kind of powering through the rose collection. There's, oh, hang on. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full dresses left. And then that's going to be a shirt. And then the rest are just plain t-shirts. And we all know how I feel about plain t-shirts. I've been saying for about 6 years that I'm going to do t-shirt week because I bought all this viscose jersey. So it's like a really lightweight t-shirt material that drapes really nicely. And it makes really good like fitted t-shirts and then also drapey t-shirts, obviously. It wouldn't be good for a boy. He's like, me? But I've been saying for about 6 years I'm going to do t-shirt week and just make, because I bought 40 colours. They did 120 colours. I bought 40 of them. And I bought like at least 2 meters of each. So it's at least 2 t-shirts of each. And there's a lot of t-shirts. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do t-shirt week. And I have not done t-shirt week in 6 years. And lots of other people have taken the idea and been like, I'm going to do t-shirt week. And they've actually done it. I'm still like, nah. So, yeah. Jenna Pin says, morning, Peeps. I think my Sojo and general creativity is back because I'm itching to be making again. After housework, I'm going to get my summer sewing projects out. Exciting. Elena says, we will not bite ... much. You have been warned. Christine says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Aaron's here. Good morning from Virginia. Good morning. Historically Fashion says, a sleepy good morning from California. Good grief. It's the middle of the night there. It's actually like still dark. Can you not sleep? Are you joining us because we're going to keep you awake, or will we send you back off to sleep? My dulcet tones. I really need to finish this hot chocolate before it gets cold. So I have a mending project that I need to do today. The cuffs on one of this, that's the cuff that hasn't come undone, and the other one of it's come undone, and I love that cardigan, so I want to get that done. And then I was thinking, because I was going to do it on Friday, but I kind of ran out of time because I ended up spending a good 2.5 hours in my room with mum and dad, with mum trying on all my clothes. That's why this dress is here, because mum's gonna take it apart and remake the bodice and shorten the skirt, because this skirt's long on me. But yeah, we went through my wardrobe, and mum's walked away with 11 pieces of clothing that she can wear immediately, and 2 that she had to alter, a pair of trousers and this dress, and then a bunch more patterns of things that I let her try on. And I was just like, you can't have that one, but you can try it on. And so yeah, mum's walked away with a bunch of clothes, and it was mum's birthday on Friday. I did buy her fabric, and she's worked out now that she also fits into all of my scuba dresses, and I would happily let her borrow them and wear them, except that mum has a talent for making the scuba bobble, and it's usually like a seatbelt mark, and I don't know how she does it. But I really don't want her to lend her my dresses and have them all come back with seatbelt marks on them, which sounds really mean, but she herself was just like, no. So she's going to make, because I bought her fabric that I got from Fabric Styles. I don't know if I still have the sample floating around, but it's like a brown marble effect. She immediately, the lady that owns Fabric Styles sent us a bunch of samples, as well as the plain scubas that I ordered, and I was just like, oh dear. So there's at least 3 that I want, and I don't need any more scuba dresses, as we know. And then there's at least 2 that mum wanted, but that one particularly she liked, so I got her that for her birthday, and then also let her go through my wardrobe and steal basically all my clothes. So yeah. Lollapalooza says, went fabric shopping and saw so many fun pineapple fabrics, but now I can't look at them the same since last Waffle. Have I ruined pineapples for everyone? I did start talking about that for a specific reason, because I was going to film a bunch more stuff on Friday, but I only got the rest of the Eve dress filmed and edited on Friday, and then Buttons came over early, which was really nice. He's waving again, and we went out for dinner for Mum's birthday, and he took us out to dinner, although I still need to send you some money for my part of it, don't I? So yeah, so I didn't have as much time on Friday as I thought I was going to, but that was my own fault. And then also, like I say, 2.5 hours spent with mum and dad, sartorially critiquing my wardrobe on mother. But a lot of my shirt dresses now are way too big. The McCall 6891, I'm really sad about that, because I've made a bunch and I love them all, and they look fine when I'm stood up, but when I sit down, it just stands, because they're all cotton lawn, so it stands away from the body. So I'm like, do I go in and alter them? Because like my goldfish dress is made of viscose, so that sat closer to the figure, so it wasn't as obvious. But all the shirts that I've made from the 9345 as well, which is the goldfish dress, this one, they're just too big on me, and I'm like, do I alter them, or do I, because we all know how I feel about alterations, or do I pack them away for future, like I did with my smaller things? But I don't ever want to get up to that size again, so I don't know. I don't know. Where did I get to? Gig Racer says t-shirt week. I just had my first lesson from to learn my overlocker. Would love to try making t-shirts. I think the trouble is like the few t-shirts that I've tried to experiment with, because I've made a bunch now, and we all know that the gable, the cowl neck, and the wanted tee are my favorites. But I've tried making the drape top. I've tried making a couple of McCall's patterns. I just don't like them. And like, I think t-shirt week of me just making repetitions of those 3 patterns might get really dull, but it would be something that would be really versatile and useful in my wardrobe, but it'd be really boring to watch, because I really wanted to do like the kind of like idea of t-shirt week was in the morning, start tracing out a pattern, perfect it, sew it up, and then see how many I could get done over a day. But then that way I'd be doing like 4 or 5 colors in a day, and we all know how we feel about changing overlocker thread. So it's like, do I, yeah. I mean, I am creating problems in my own head for this thing. It's ridiculous. I should just suck it up, wet pants, and just do the thing. Oh dear, this is getting cold. Let me finish this and then I will continue waffling. Now, do I have chocolate all around my gob? Because, of course I do. Yep, everywhere. Such a lady. That was delicious, though. Did you enjoy yours?
Yeah, it was really nice.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay, put them
by
the door so we don't forget. That's the theory, anyway. Okay. So, let me catch up with the chat and then try and remember that I want to carry on waffling about what else I was going to film on Friday. Because I think you guys will be up for it. And I've got an eyelash that's misbehaving. Bad eyelash. That's better. Okay, let's see. What did I get to with the chat? Nicola says, morning everyone. Batch sewing 4 shirts for hubby on the new machine. I love very much. Nice. Would you wear shirts if I made them for you? Would you wear shirts if I made them for you from fabrics I liked?
Maybe.
Historically Fashion says, can't sleep. I may drift off partway through. Well, I am very glad that we are here to keep you company in the middle of your night. Elena says, Sean, may I ask something stupid? There are no stupid questions. So sure. Caroline says, happy Sunday. Hello. Box 3D says, good morning, peeps. Good morning. There's a kitty in a box. That's so cute. Jidden Pin says, I'm going to finally get around to making up a couple of Starlock patterns, neither fitted, but still unsure of sizing. How much bigger was your Ziggy than you expected? So much bigger. So much bigger. Yeah. I ended up taking it in loads, and then it just still was so, like, make muslins. I mean, I made a muslin. Did I keep the muslin? I think I might have gotten rid of it because I was so annoyed with it. Make a muslin, make a wearable muslin before you cut into your precious fabric, like I did, because I was stupid. But yeah, there was but that's my very first Starlock pattern, and I have no idea. And obviously, it was a jacket, so there's going to be more ease built in because it's got to go over other clothes. But then it's a moto style jacket, so you'd think it would be fit. And it just yeah. Elena says, you were talking about making how-to video about making the skirt with changing waist, like your vintage skirt at some point. Could it be during the summer? Yes. Yes, it could be. Michelle says, pineapple shirt for buttons. As long as the pineapples are the right way up. Yes. Mary Ellen says, good morning. It's 6:30 a.m. in New York. Good morning. Lala Plusa says, haha, Michelle. I thought it, but wasn't going to say it. Helena's just put a heart. You guys are terrible. You guys are terrible. Right. So let's, do I even need, yes, I need some new thread on that because that's not enough to do anything. Let's fix this whilst I've got it in front of me. And then I also need to sellotape up this bag of scraps that I've got under my desk here because it is full, and I have got another bag that I can start as my next scrap bag for when I need to put thread and stuff in as I'm sewing. And then what I was trying to get to is on Friday, I ran out of time to film, and it was my own fault, nobody else's fault. I ran out of time to film my button through dress collection, because I was going to call it the shirt dress collection. But what's your definition of a shirt dress? Inquiring minds want to know. Because now, where did I sew this to? Ooh. Huh? Yeah? Oh, okay. Getting confused. What had I done previously? Yes, need to do, yes, there. Okay. Definition of a shirt dress. Because I've renamed the section in my, and before anyone falls off their seat, yes, I am sewing and it's only for 16 minutes. If anyone is playing KB Bingo, you have won. How have I managed to get a knot in this thread already? Good God, good grief. Yeah, so what's your definition of a shirt dress? Because I've renamed the section in my pattern stash as button through dress, because I have put all of the button through dresses in there, and I'm wondering if a shirt dress has to have shirt-like features, like collar at the very least, if not cuffs if it's got sleeves. What do you guys think? Because that's going to be my first video in my updated pattern collection. Because I think I mentioned it to you last week that I'm going to do those again, because they're some of my best performing videos, and the pattern, the collection has changed massively since I filmed it last. There's like a bunch of new stuff, bunch of stuff that I've got rid of, bunch of stuff I've made that I hadn't made last time, and I think it could be an interesting series. Like I say, they're some of my best performing videos, and I'm wondering if they're because they're long, so you guys kind of stick them on in the background and just listen to me waffle whilst you sew. So yeah, that was what I was going to film as well on Friday, but just ran out of time. But I would be interested to hear what your definition of a shirt dress is. Because like I've got the Nina Lee Q dress in there because it's a button through dress, but it's not got any shirt features whatsoever other than it's a button through dress. So would you say, like, how, I mean, that took me all of what? That took me 2 minutes to do that, and I've been putting it off for how long? Why do I hate alterations and fixing things so much? Because I love this cardigan. What is my problem? What is my problem? Oh, I got tickle in the back of my throat. Hello. Why did I get to the digit? Mim says, hello, Sean. Hope you are well. And hello, everybody. Hello. Elena says, of course, we are the worst of the worst. Yes, you are, but that's why we love you. Lollapalooza says, shirt dress has a collar and buttons all the way down the front. Christine says, I say a shirt dress has some sort of collar. Historically Fashion says, yes, definitely has a collar at the least. Joker Class says, collar, cuffs, full length, front closure, and pockets. Pockets are an absolute must, and not those useless fake pockets too. Lol. Joker Class said, oh, I read that one just now, literally. Oh dear. Elena says, I think it should look like office shirt blouse with skirt matching fabrics not required. Interesting. Yeah, Big Bird did that for her dressmaker's ball dress. She had a white top and a Ankara print on the bottom, and it was a dress. It looks very good. Sarah says, true shirt dress has a collar of some sort. I call the rest of button-ups. Michelle says, I hate doing alterations. I'd rather start from scratch than hem anything. Yes, me too. Me too. You have found your people. Yeah, so I think I'm going to call this one then my button up and shirt to dress collection, because that covers all bases and people can't get annoyed with me. Because we all know how very much people like to point out the one little flaw in every video. Although this one, I can't believe I let this one slip. I didn't even notice it. But when on the Eve dress, if you get to the little captions, they're like the skirt, the bodice, you know, all that stuff. I put fishing the dress, not finishing the dress, and because fishing is a correct word, it didn't highlight the fact underneath that it was an incorrectly spelt word. So the video I put out, and having watched it through at least 4 times, says fishing the dress. And I know the person who pointed it out wasn't being mean, because it was just like, that's tickled me. And it's like, I'm so glad you said it, because I would never have known. Like, I cannot believe I let that one slip. But yeah, fun times. Right. So, giant bag of, what's at the bottom of this? How is this since January? Oh no, this is the pencil dress is at the bottom. So that's since February. That's all my fabricy scraps since February. So H&M on the island's closed. So our council will now pick these up and recycle these for us, but they have to be in properly closed bags. So I need some tape. And scissors. And maybe like another set of hats. Maybe I might be able to do this by myself. But yeah, it's like archaeology in here. You go through the layers of the different things that I've been working on and cutting out. There's the ball gown, or there's the like Dolce & Gabbana fabric, and there's a little bit of bag in there. Yeah, and then the red dress. It's definitely full, and I've got like 2 of them. There's another one over there that needs to be taped up. So what's the best way of doing this? I would say like that. Oh, okay. Well, that ripped. This tape's really old, and it's been stored in so many different temperatures that I think it's gotten a little bit funny. This is definitely thrilling content for you guys, isn't it? But it's making me do jobs that I otherwise procrastinate until the cows. The cues! How are the cues? Till the cues come home. Let's put a little bit more tape on that just to make sure that it stays. Oh no, I've lost the end. My nails are too thick. I can see it, but I can't get it. Okay, well, that can go to the side for now, because that's one job done. Yay! Oh shit, I missed a bunch of stuff. Whoopsie, I swore. I need to get the feather duster out. Ooh, what are you? Oh god, why am I throwing everything everywhere? This is not good. Let's see. Where did I get to? Joker says, you need sleep like I do. Lol. I have had lots of sleeps. Went to bed early last night. Like, went out and everything last night. Michelle says, hey Sean, what happened to the lemon dress plans? I want a lemon dress in my life, but I haven't found the right fabric. So that's very nicely leading into the next thing that I was going to waffle about, because I was thinking that we could have a look at some of my fabrics that I'm thinking about getting out for my June plans and see what you guys thought. Jacqueline says, planning on wearing that dress on a fishing trip up the River Spey in the near future. A lol. Oh, my fishing, yeah, fishing my dress. I don't know why. Simone says, hi Peeps and Sean, hearing buttons in the background gives me hope for the dating world. Yes. Well, there was at least one good one. But I got him, he's mine. You can't have him, he's not sharing. No pineapples here. Nimue says, hello everyone, hope you're all well. Been listening for a few minutes already, but also had to get ready for a trip to the arts and crafts market later. That sounds dangerous. Joker Class says, the coups are behaving somewhat nicely of late, so that means there's likely going to be at least one on the road in the immediate future. Lol. Are they lulling you into a false sense of security with their well-behavedness? It's just like, yes. Big Racer says, I have to leave for a bit. We'll try to pop back later and catch up via replay later. Awesome. Very nice to see you. Right. I need to go and get myself a new scraps bag because I've already generated scraps, and I am going to get the feather duster out and just sort of like have a poke around down there because it's very floofy. We don't like too much floof. Well, in certain areas we do. Feather duster. That's better. That's much better. Now I'm getting obsessed and I'm doing all the bits. Fluffed. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. No. Making me go for freedom. I got overexcited. Right. So, new scrap bag has been created. This is good. This is good. Dave on a Rave is here. Hey, Sean. Hello. How are you? So, right. What was I going to say? June plans. So, I've still got all my graces to make. I don't think I'm going to get these done in time for a video this weekend. I probably will get them sewn because... Oh, that's making noise. Quiet. I probably will get them sewn, but I probably won't have time to get them filmed the way that I would want to as well. So I'm thinking this will be the video for the weekend after next. And so I'm thinking I'm going to do my sewing room tour because I've been threatening that for ages. And it's actually been 2 years since Dad finished the cutting table and I first sewed that coat in here. So we've lived in here for 2 years now, have sewn a lot of things in here. And I think I've got it in the configuration that makes the most sense for me. Like I haven't changed anything in a while. I have still got to sort out the CD towers over there for the thread storage, which you can see there. So I need to go over to Southampton to IKEA and pick up another couple of these CD towers because I want one more CD tower in that gap because it will fit. And then I need to buy maybe 2 or 3 more CD towers just for the shelves. And then we'll have the long white bits as well for Dad to use in the garden in some way because he will. And then I think the sewing room is finished. But I think if I kind of like wait to do the filming of the tour until I've got that done, it'll end up never getting done. And I can always do an updated one. So yeah. Dave and Rove says, good, thanks. You? I'm very well, thank you. Carol's here. Good morning from New York City. Good morning. Dave and Rove says, IKEA. Yeah, everything in here is IKEA, apart from the sewing tables and the cutting table that Papa made for me from scratch, because he is a genius. I got such a frog in my throat. 2 seconds. See if some squish will help. Ooh. Seem to be getting thread attached to me, maybe that's why, and all the dusting. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking for this weekend's coming up videos is sewing room tour and June plans. And I think May's lookbook is going to be the weekend after that with these, because I don't think I'm going to get them all finished in May, but I think most of them are going to get finished in May. So I want to class those as May's makes, because then it will be really nice, because my May plans video has also been completed other than the corset. Caroline actually messaged me the other day and she was like, hi Shan, how's the corset going? I need to reply to her. I'll do that tomorrow and just say I have put it in a timeout for now to think about what it's done, but I'm going to go back to it. So yeah. Yeah. David Narave says British Heart Foundation is good for furniture stuff as well. Yes, if I didn't need something very, very specific. So these are the Gedney CD towers, and I need the inserts and the pegs that hold the shelves up for this one particularly. If I didn't specifically need a specific thing, then yes, I would totally look for secondhand furniture. I've been scouring Facebook Marketplace as well to see if one of these towers comes up, because if it does, I would snap it up. And the reason I'm having to go over to Southampton is because the IKEA delivery charges 35 quid regardless. So when we had all the the wardrobes and stuff delivered for the main house, we had like a £2,000 order, and they still only charge us £35 for an entire truckload. But yeah, for just 2 of those, which I think are £20 each, still charging me 35 quid for delivery. So I'd rather go over with the car for the day, because that's going to cost me like £55 for a day return, and kind of like make a day of it kind of thing. Do you think I could persuade you to go to Scum? Portsmouth and Southampton do not like each other very much. We just have to not tell anyone where you're from.
Have to wear blue.
Yeah, you won't get evicted from the town. Isn't Southampton red?
Yeah.
Is that okay? You wear blue all the time anyway. Do you own anything red?
No.
No. Yeah. Elena says, when your dad wouldn't just cut you extra shelves from plywood and just paint them white. Yeah. I mean, yeah. The thing is, these are like it's got a fossilized mosquito in there from when they were stored, and we have got a couple of sets of these in the garage. Yes, Dad could totally cut me some from plywood, and we could paint them white, but you know what? It'd probably take another 2 years to get that done, because he's got a lot of other stuff that he's working on at the moment. Jane also said, because Jane used to work at IKEA, she also said that if you go and have a look in the seconds section, they usually have a bunch of those shelves and things as well. So I'm going to go and see if I can get a bunch of the secondhand ones as well. Yeah, he could do that. I just think the likelihood of that actually happening in any kind of like relatively reasonable time frame is minimal. And that's only because Dad's got an entire back garden to do, and a house, and Mum. So mine would be very low down on the priority list. So yeah. What else? David O'Rabe says, was there thread in the water just then? I think there might have been, yeah. David Arab says, inserts and cubes. I find them so fiddly. Have to really wiggle them in at difficult angles. Yeah, I mean, I am IKEA building furniture queen. Like, I built all of this by myself many times over. So yeah, I'm really good at that stuff now. But yeah, if it, like I say, if it wasn't for something specific, then I totally would. And I've been if you follow me on Pinterest, I've got a Pinterest board which is sewing room stuff, and if you go and have a look at that, like, my ideal sewing room would be a bunch of sort of like vintage and antique, like, apothecary cabinets and the pattern cabinets that they used to have in like old shops, like all brown wood with glass and stuff like that. It would be a higgledy-piggledy mix of like all sorts of different stuff, rather than the white IKEA furniture. But I have to say, this does give me a really lovely clean background to put all of the colour in with the fabric. So it's kind of like a filming aesthetic thing as well. I love the idea of all the dark furniture and like the vintage pieces all put together, and just like repurposing like hutches and Welsh dresses and stuff like that for sewing purposes. I love the idea of that, but that isn't taking, in my brain, it doesn't take the best use of the space available like these cubes do. And also, it's really difficult to light, like, because it's so white in here and because we've got the giant LED panels on the ceiling. I don't need extra lighting out, but I feel if I had a lot of dark furniture, which I would like, I think I would have a lot more lighting issues than I do. So yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, IKEA is just easy and modular and fits together well, and you can plan for it. So yeah. Oh, David around that. Oh, she said, David Arab says, you have to, but they're amazing when they're complete, and then says, Portsmouth, Southampton, well, neither in the Premier League next year.
True.
Tristan said, good morning. I'm late to the party. I did hit the thumbs up, so that should make up for my tardiness. Thank you very much. Yes, there's 74 of us and 27 likes. Please do like the stream. It does really help. Elena says, and now you have extra hands that can help. Are you good at building IKEA furniture?
Very good at building IKEA furniture.
Nice.
I work in construction.
Yeah, this is true. But the trouble is, me being me, I would be the one that'd be like, I want to be in control. It really drives my dad up the wall. It's like, I know how this goes together. He's like, don't do it like this, do it like that. We have very different processes that end up with the same result.
You check all the parts first.
I put them in little piles, yeah.
That's the way to do it.
That's what I think. But yeah, Dad and I have very different methodology. We end up with the same place, but we tend to argue on the way there. We're two very like dominant personalities, Dad and I. Mum's just very much like, whatever, children, just stop shouting at each other.
I'm making this sound like a fun activity.
Yeah. I built the desk that's in their office is mine. Is the computer's mine as well, and actually both the desks in their office are mine. But the big one with the pedestals either side, it says on the thing you need 2 people to build that, and it was like, no, you fucking don't. So I built it by myself. I keep swearing today. I'm sorry. So yeah, you don't need 2 people to do that. It was lifting the top on and getting the top placed on the pedestals, and the top is really heavy, and it had a drawer in it as well. So yeah, but I did that by myself. I was very impressed with myself. I think I even wrote a blog post about it. This is like 12 years ago. Debbie says, hello all, hope you're all well. Very well, thank you, Debbie. When do you come back to the island? It's soon, isn't it? You're coming back in June sometime. Let me know, because I want to see you, please. I shall inflict my person upon yourself and your husband. Your poor husband. He's like, oh God, not in real life. I have enough of her online. Elena says, okay, I admit IKEA is my favourite puzzle. David Rose says, do you have tutorials on how to build units? I would love to see that. What I should do is film me and Dad building one of those units. It wouldn't be a tutorial. It'd be very much along the lines of the Dad and James cooking show. Because this is the trouble. Both of his children have very strong opinions on how something should be done, and he has very, very differing strong opinions on how something should be done. So yeah, if you haven't seen the Danny and James cooking show, if you've got half an hour to spare and you think that my family is funny, I think it's really probably only funny for people who know us really well. But maybe I should do Sean and Danny make IKEA furniture. If there's power tools involved, one of us might not come out of it alive. Dave Rave says, higgledy-piggledy, that phrase is kind of awesome, and higgledy-piggledy in itself also describes me trying to assemble a unit. Joker Class says, go Man City, lol. Oh dear. Did you have any of their players in your fantasy football league?
It's a big day today.
Oh, is it?
Last game of the season.
He thinks you're gonna come third in your fantasy football league. Yeah. Caroline says, what part of Portsmouth have family in Southsea, Tipnor, North End, and friends in Gosport?
But that is most of Portsmouth.
That's Portsmouth.
Southsea.
Michelle says, I have never been inside an IKEA shop. We don't have them in Bermuda. I hear it's an experience. It is. You need to follow the arrows around the homes, the display bits for maximum experience. Nimue says, great. I just got my internet to behave again and now lunch is ready. See you later. Enjoy, Nimue. Debbie says, 5th of June and I can't wait and it would be lovely to meet up. Wow, is it that quick? Awesome. How long are you here for? We'll have to go and have lunch down at the front. Oh, wow, that's soon. Yay. Okay. David Array says, Harry Redknapp managed both Portsmouth and Southsea, but only been loyal to Sandra. That's why. There's all these football terminologies just go. Oh. Yeah. Debbie says, Monday to Friday. No. Very nice. Very nice. What was I saying? I was going to do? Right. So, yes. So this one I'm doing four different dresses from one bodice because I'm changing the skirts on it. And then I did last year, was it last year? I think it was, the one pattern 5 ways. So I was thinking about doing something similar with the Merkle 7974, which we know I've made a bunch of, and I have done a sew along for, and I've got one left of the 3 that I've made. But I'm thinking, because I want to do one in my orange print, I want to do one in white with the appliques on it, and I also want to do one with a border print, which is a viscose, so it will be appropriate fabric weight for the time of year, but it's black, so it was like, it's kind of like an autumn dress, but I really want to do a border print one, and I kind of want to do maybe one more and do another one of like, look at this pattern, look how different it can look with different applications done to it, if that makes sense. Should I do that with the reason I want to do it with the 7974 is because it's a pattern that I know, it's a pattern that I wear, and it was a popular pattern as well because it was like a dupe of the Cult Gaia one, and I featured it in a Get the Look for Less as well. So I don't know, what do you think? I think that could be quite fun. And the other thing I want to do for June as well, because it's So Fruity month, and you know how I'm terrible with keeping up with Instagram challenges like Sew a Blouse and all those ones. I just don't manage to do it. I was thinking if I made all of my fabrics in June fruity fabrics, then I could possibly actually have something that would be appropriate for the challenge. And I do want to try and do one of the Gertie dresses. Oh my goodness, I'm doing that thing again where I'm like, I want to do all the things, and I'm going to try and put like a million things in and then end up with like nothing getting done. If I did Fruity June, I would also get my 9076 done because that's got fruit all over it, despite it being navy. What do you guys think? So let's have a look at my projects that scare me list and see how we could tie that in to. Right, okay. So my 12 projects that scare me, colour blocked pencil skirt dress. I class that as done because technically I have done that. And the Ziggy jacket, I've done that as well. And the corset, done that. Basic blocks, done 2 of them. So trousers is just 1. And I'm planning on doing trousers in kind of like the autumn months because they are all heavier weight fabrics that I want to make trousers out of. So trouser block and trouser month is going to be kind of like September or October, I think. The dirndl, in fact, the dirndl you said you guys said I should do in September, ready for Oktoberfest in October. So trousers and dirndl later on in the month. So that means I've got the butterfly dress, the silk skirts, the Dior silk skirts, the red velvet and red silk dress. That's going to be December's project because I want to make the little red dress project. So that is going to be December. Let me write down so I've got some kind of like of an idea. So we did the Ziggy jacket in January. We did basic blocks in February. And then the colour blocked pencil skirted dress was also February. And then the corset was sort of March, April. Okay, trousers is going to be October. The dirndl's going to be September because I'm going to need to practice that dirndl before I cut into that silk that Karen sent me because there's no way I'm fluffing that up. So the red velvet and silk dress is going to be December because I want that to be for the little red dress project in December. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 projects left to do and 7 months. So that works, right? Okay, so. I think I need to do the African wax print next month. I think that's what June needs to be because I want to do one of the Gertie dresses from the African wax print, which means it won't all be fruity sewing, but it will kind of be fruity sewing because I'm going to use the orange blossom as the, I'm going to make muslins, but I'm going to use the orange blossom as a wearable muslin, but it does mean I need to perfect the corset. We can do this. We can do this. Like I have a million hours a day, don't I? Why do I do this to myself? So like I want to do the African wax print in the Liz dress. And I definitely want to do this orange blossom linen for one of them. But I really do need to try and, because I've got 3 meters of one and 3 meters of another one. And then I stupidly washed this one with red fabric and now the flowers are pink.
You know, though.
Yeah, you do. Look at the difference. I need to try and see if I can put a colour.
Make the other one go pink.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do is put the one that's gone pink through the wash with a colour catcher and see if I could get the red out. And if I couldn't, then wash the other one with the same red fabric that made the problem in the first place. Balancing them out. Because the only reason I bought the extra 3 meters is so that they matched. Yeah. And then I want to do pineapples because I want to do pineapples. And this one I want to do kind of like the Trashy Diva Hollywood dress, but I've got an idea for tweaking my Grace dress to do that. Let me show you the Trashy Diva Hollywood dress. Trashy Diva Hollywood. Let's see. Where did I get to with the chat? Where did I get to with the chat? Ooh, miles behind. Dave Rose says, yes, Sandra was his wife, Frank Lampard's aunt. Okay, Good knowledge. Elena says, I did assemble my kids' balcony bed and working table wardrobe unit alone, leaving my other half only to help me turn it so it was right side up. Yeah. Rotten Ralph says, good morning, peeps. Good morning. Jacob Clare says, hey, don't worry. Canadian football season started over here. The rugger style football, not footy, lol, or at least the pre-season did lol, and it kicks off about 3 months before the NCAA does, which starts about the same time as the NFL. Haven't gotten into XFL yet though, but I hear it's similar to the CFL. Oh my god, that's just a lot of acronyms. I really want one of the Philip DeFranco t-shirts that says sports, and then I can just wear it and just be like, sports. That's about my level of involvement with sports. I like Formula One.
Yeah.
I used to watch that with Dad all the time.
I haven't watched Formula One for years.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But that used to be our Sunday routine, but that's usually because I was so hungover from my 5 nights out in a row. I'd just go and sit on the sofa and watch Formula One with Dad. But we're talking like Mansell days, Ayrton Senna. This is a very long time ago.
I don't think I've watched it since Schumacher was racing.
Yeah. And that wasn't even really like racing, was it? He was so good that it was just watching Schumacher like drive around the track and win, and everyone else like compete for second. Like, yeah. Kimi Räikkönen came into work once. He was very nice. They're very short.
That would make sense.
Yes, because they have to fit in the teeny tiny car.
Be lightweight.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was very short. He was very nice as well, actually. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of any other sports that I like. I mean, I would say I like rugby.
You like it more for the players, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Cricket was fun when I realised that majority of the bowlers were over 6'5".
Oh, really?
But yeah,
Did
again.
not realise that. Didn't realise that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that gives you an advantage, right?
Apparently, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I did date one of the, because of course I did. We got like a running joke. It's like talking about anything. It's like, oh, I dated one of them. It's like, really?
So you're not allowed on the ferry. You start dating the captain on the way over.
Yeah, after our first date on the way back, he was like, "You dating the captain yet?" It's like, well, actually, no, you say it. Sorry, I'm catching up with the chat and I am getting distracted. Elena says to Rotten Ralph, hello, my lovely friend. And Rotten Ralph says, morning, Elena. Fruity June. Sounds wrong when you say it like that with a little happy face afterwards. Rotten Ralph says, I'm barely awake, honestly. Jacob Clare says, morning, Ralph. How's Flow Rider these days? Jacob Clare says, I have no idea. I was dreaming about being trapped by people moving sidewalks covered in sushi. In slush. Why am I reading sushi? Wow, that's weird.
It'd be better if it's sushi.
It would be better if you just like conveyor belt sushi into my mouth. Give me the sushi. Jacob Clare says, so you were dreaming about being trapped in Winnipeg? Lol. Rotten Ralph says Colorado, actually. Jacob Clare says, for the dirndl dress, might I recommend the Butterick 6352? I don't know. Let me have a look. Butterick 6352. 6352. Oh, you could recommend that one. And I think I actually have that one. 2 secs. Let me go grab it so that I don't have to show you on the screen. Where's my vintage pattern? There. Do I have it? Where are my dirty patterns? Because it will be in with the dirty ones. No, it's not in there. Is it in with my dresses? And then under the dirty section? Yes, it is. Yeah, I have got it. And there's another one that's sort of similar. Because of course I have it. So this is the one that Joker Class is recommending. This is the one, which is an awesome dress and I do really want to make. And then there's also this one, which is not necessarily dirndl, but does have like that lace up detail in the middle. But my dirndl, because Karen from Germany has sent me she sent me this amazing silk. Look how beautiful this is. It's a chocolate brown base. I don't know if that's coming across on screen. It is chocolatey brown. She's also sent me the ribbon, the silk ribbon, and the metal doodads that you need. And she also sent the Birder magazine. She's got some stray silk floating around. So she sent me the Birder magazine specifically to make this dandle. So this is going to be my projects that scare me. And the reason that this is one that scares me is because it's a Birder pattern that I've never done before. So that's the one that she wants me to make. So like corsetty like top. But
nice.
Look at, so your patterns come like that and you have to trace out. Yeah, exactly. He's like, what? This is why it scares me. And there's no seam allowance from what I remember. Now, I know there's a bunch of people who've done a bunch of videos on how to read and translate Birder style patterns, and I am excited to give it a go. But that's why I'm giving myself a whole month. Can you see the fabric?
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't it pretty? Yeah. And it's real silk.
Cool.
They have the nicest people. So yeah, that's why it's going to be the Birder dandle. Although I do really want to make that butterick one because I do really like that butterick one. But it's specifically going to be this particular one because Karen sent this to me about 6 years ago, and it's been in the stash ever since because I'm terrified of it because I don't want to fluff it up. But I'm obviously not going to start with this silk. I'm going to start with one of the other brocades that I've got. That's why I'm giving myself a whole month, because not only do I have to do this, but I have to do the words are hard dress that goes underneath it, which might end up being the Hollywood dress, which I'll show you in a second, although it probably won't, actually thinking about it. But I've got more fruity fabric here that I want to try. So I also want to make the 7974 out of this fabric godmother linen with strawberries on it, because look how cute that is. Strawberries. So this is why I'm thinking it's going to end up being fruity month. And that one, this one, I think what I would do is like a skirt. I wouldn't cut the skirt pieces according to the pattern. I would cut rectangles and just pleat them so that they fit into the waistband, because that would be economical for fabric. And I'm going to have to line this one because it is very sheer. So yeah, strawberries. So I just need to get the oranges out, more oranges. Anyway, I was talking about let's finish the chat and then get out the, no, I don't want to close all 17 tabs. Why have I got 17 tabs there? Oh, that's why, because I was looking at pretty things and getting very distracted by pretty things. There we go, that's better. Back to 11. Okay, where do we get to? So I like that pattern. I have that pattern. I will make this pattern at some point. I think it might be another case of like this year my make line is charm patterns. Might end up with like a let's do a Gertie's butterick range as well, because there's a few that I have that I really, there's a few that I've done, there's a few that I want to do, and there's a few that I have or haven't got yet but that I want. So I'm gonna have to track those down because I know they don't print those anymore. So yeah. Let's see. Elena says, Rotten Ralph, that sounds uncomfortable. Rotten Ralph says, Elena, it's usually my sign. My husband has messed up with the AC. Rotten Ralph says, I like the flowers pink on the linen. Yeah, I think I might just, the easier one is going to be to shove the undyed fabric in with the red ponte and make it all have pink flowers. It's going to be the easiest way. Rotten Ralph says, second buttons weekend I'm gathering. Yes. Yes, although it's like the fourth one in a row that you've been here, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I think.
Third one in a row?
Maybe.
We had a week
I missed
off.
the one before that.
Yeah. Because you were in bed with a migraine. Yeah. Lena says to Rotten Ralph, not nice. Rotten Ralph says, Elena, I have a down throw for these moments. Rotten Ralph says, Snorg t-shirts does go local sports teams and all college. I have one of those. I have a Birder Dundle pattern and it's not spaghetti. Oh, yeah, I'm really not looking forward to tracing that out. But I do have the Burda carbon paper sheets, so I'm hoping that I can make it work. If not, it'll be a case of getting out the Swedish tracing paper, which I do have some of. So keep giving it to Mum because I use so much tracing paper. It would just be ridiculously expensive for me to use it. But yeah. Elena says, we need that dating book. Buttons encourage her to write it. You've only heard some of my dating stories, but they have been hilarious, haven't they? Yeah. So maybe I should write it and self-publish. Who knows? Could end up making it into a movie. They did with He's Just Not That Into You, didn't they? Devon Arab says, I guess you can't really be an F1 fan now as you're busy on Sunday early afternoons. Exactly. You guys are way more interesting. So F1 did get very boring with all the rules and stuff that they put in, and I get why they did it because it was just, driver safety and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, that's important. But it did get to the point where it was more about who's got the most money to pump into the car rather than the talent of the driver. I think it would be really interesting to see everybody in the same car driving around and seeing who actually is like amazingly talented as a driver, not just the amazing car that they've got. Because, yeah, like some of the team, I mean, the amount of money that's thrown into F1 is just amazing. David Rave says, Kimi the Iceman. Okay. Oh, yeah, yes, Raikkonen. Rotten Ralph says, I want the magazine when you don't want it any longer because it's a challenge. I don't think I'm ever going to let that one go because, as I say, it was a gift. It was a very kind gift from Karin, who is still floating around in the background. I know you don't come on very, very often and say anything anymore, but Karin has sent me so many wonderful gifts over the years. So Karin's from Germany, and one of my favorite things in the entire world, and I know I'm going to say this wrong, Nimue, because Nimue is also from Germany, but Lebkuchen, which it's like it's the gingerbreads that you get at Christmas, like the spiced gingerbread with like the kind of like in stars, and sometimes they have chocolate on them, sometimes they have like white icing on them, sometimes they come with apricot jam in the middle of them as well. And I think I say Lebkuchen, and Lieb is love, so I say love cookies, and it's not love cookies. I think I say it wrong, but everyone's just gotten to the point now where Lebkuchen is the thing. But Karin, bless her, she was like, she sent all of the ingredients for us to make our own Lebkuchen and a proper recipe card that she'd written. Her handwriting is beautiful, and she'd like written it all out and everything, and like proper German marzipan because English marzipan's too sweet, and it was just like really, really sweet at first. So she's sort of sent me some really thoughtful gifts over the years. Awesome. She's also sent me, I don't know if I can get at it. No, I can't get at it, but she's one of my favorite bias bindings is rainbow stripes, like different like colors, and she found a spool of like 60 meters of it and sent me the entire thing. She was like, it was supposed to be a 100-meter spool, but they've been selling it and they weren't selling it anymore. So and it says it has 62 meters left on it. So I have like this never-ending roll of bias binding because I used to buy the 30-meter rolls myself, and I went through them really quickly. So yeah. She's been, I mean, you guys, there's so many of you that have been so thoughtful over the years, and some of the gifts you've sent me is amazing. So yeah. Let's see. Rotten Ralph says, I have an Otomi Japanese magazine of that variety with the yeah. Rotten Ralph says you're going to do a mock-up for the Dirndl, correct? Yes, I am. Yes. Elena says, and there is instructions in the magazine. You will enjoy it after the first try. I'm sure I will. I think this is the thing. Like all of the stuff of the projects that scared me, because there was a lot of people saying, oh, you've given yourself way too much this year. That's why you've burnt out. And I was tackling it in the wrong way. I need to do TNTs as well as scary things at the same time, not try and just do all the scary things. But like they are projects that I've had for years, like those QAT silks I've had for like 14, 15 years. And I know what I want to do with them now because I know what I will wear once they've been made up. And I'm glad that I waited. But it's just one of those things that it's like, yes, these scare me, but I don't want to shy away from trying them. I just need to balance it better with like things that I know I'm going to love, as well as the scary things. But yeah, I'm sure because I have a whole collection of birder magazines which are up there. I've got like 6 or 7 of them. There's some amazing stuff in there. And yeah, I just need to pull my finger out, because once I've gotten over the scariness of them, I'm sure it'll just be like, these are awesome. And if I happen to be a fairly good fit for their block that they draft from, it's going to be one of those ones where it's like, now I need to make all of the things. So yeah. OT says, I started sewing using Birder. They were the only thing available in the local library. It's really not as bad as it looks. And you trace your patterns anyway, right? So it's not even an extra step. Exactly. I just need to man up wet pants and do the thing. Do the thing. What Ralph says, do a 5-panel circle skirt with the pink and white flowers alternating. Oh, that could look cool. But because of the placement of the print on the fabric, I don't think that would work. I'm going to try and not bury my phone, because I still want to show you the Hollywood dress, which I want to do with the pineapple fabric. Right. So it's a really odd print placement, because they're not staggered at all. They're just flipped. And a circle skirt wouldn't work because of the way of how close it is, and I don't want to cut any of the print off. So what I'm planning on doing was actually cutting rectangles and pleating it into the skirt. And then the reason I bought so much of it was so that I could fussy cut out the solid green parts for the bodice, because I think that would look really, really cool. And then probably make like a little bolero where I don't fussy cut at all. I just like have print everywhere, so that it in my head that works. It's been really interesting seeing what people make with this print, because it is such a large scale print. So yeah, I don't think a 5-panel circle skirt would work, but it's a good plan. I like where you were going with that. I think it does need to be a rectangle gathered down or pleated down at the waist though. Elena says, just go straight in with the Swedish tracing paper. It will save you a lot of time and nerves. Yes, but the reason I said so I've got these Birder carbon paper, and I believe, because these are really big, so I believe that these are the same size as the pattern pieces. When you take the pattern pieces out of the magazine and iron them out, I believe that these are the same size as those. So you put down the paper that you want the tracing onto, you put this on, then you put that over the top. So you're not trying to trace that, you're just going over the lines with carbon paper underneath, which transfers the markings to the paper underneath. I want to try that because that's what I believe these are made for. I believe. I could be very, very wrong. But if I am very, very wrong, then Swedish tracing paper. So yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. Rock Mouse says, that's fair. Keep your present safe. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I mean, I do very much treasure like all the stuff that you guys bring to me and give to me. I've got like time anyone sends me patterns now, I always put their name on the patterns so that I remember who sent them to me, and then I can shout them out when they when I make them up. And like when people send me fabric as well, if I've forgotten who sent me the fabric, I do go back to the video where I mention who sent it to me so that I can say get the right name on it. I need to start labeling the fabric when it comes in, but you guys are so generous. And I have so many wonderful things from you guys, and it's like my the reason my PO box is open is for the letters, and I do have 2 folders up there of all the letters that you guys have sent to me over the years. And yeah, it's just wonderful. If I ever have a down day, all I need to do is open that up and have a look at some of them, because you guys have just been so kind. So yeah. Joker Quest says, Junkyard F1 racing. It sounds like brand new sport has just been born. Death race style, lol. That would be amazing. Saskia says that fabric is gorgeous and high. Hello. Natalie says large scale prints are so pretty but seem a bit of a challenge. I agree, and I did try and do like I've done one video of working with large scale prints, which was that Foxy Woodland dress, and I'm so sorry to the person that wanted to buy that from me, but I think I'm going to keep it. I tried it on the other day and I really like how it looked. I have got a little bit of the Foxies left. And I am trying to think of something else to do with them other than an Anna, but I have a feeling I'm going to just do an Anna bodice because it's such a good print placement bodice. Rock Ralph says, I'm seeing the diagonals asking to be gauze. Ooh. Yeah, that could work. Extra floofy skirt. I need to do a gauze skirt as a tutorial, don't I? Jacob Clare says, for the bolero, I would like to offer up the Butterick 6354. Let's have a look. Butterick 6354. Ooh, I haven't. Ooh, do I have that one? I might have that one. I do like that one, and it is very similar to the Dorothy Bolero, which I don't have. Sorry, I'm getting. Are you still playing your game?
Yeah.
Are you winning?
Kind of.
Are you bored?
Not at all.
No, that's one that I don't have. So that's one of the ones that I don't have and that I do want to get. It's the 4-piece, I think it is. I know they don't print them anymore, so I'm going to have to be. Oh, Hobbycraft have it for £6. Oh no, they've re-released it under Simplicity. Sorry, let me show you the one that. So it's a sarong skirt, whittle top, bolero, and shorts. That would be really cool. Yeah, that's one that I do want. And it's one of the ones that they have re-released under the Simplicity banner, so that's good. That's good. Eleanor says, used them, hated them. Those are the mostly used for transferring darts and other markings onto the other side of the pattern. Please cut on pieces if cut on folded fabric. Ah, okay. Okay. So I have got my wires crossed on what those birder ones were for. Yeah, probably just going to be Swedish tracing paper then, and the light box. Get the light box out. Like the if money was no object, this tabletop would have had like a recessed light box in it, as big as I could have gotten it. So that, yeah, that would have been cool. When I win the lottery, I'm going to start designing sewing room furniture. It's probably going to end up incredibly expensive, and nobody will be able to afford it. But it would just be like, this is a really good idea. But yeah. Right, okay, so Hollywood dress. But yes, for the Butterick bolero, that's a good one. That is a good one. I like it. Hollywood dress. So this is the Trashy Diva Hollywood dress. I think I've shown you guys this quite a few times. So it has a waist seam in it. This is a full circle skirt. And then the ruffle that goes around the top, these bits here are elasticated. So you can either wear them up on the straps or you can wear them off the shoulder, and then, but they don't restrict because they've got elastication around the top. So what I'm thinking is I would, with this, because this is beautiful, and I have 6 meters of it, although it does have a stitch line running through the center, which is why I have 6 meters, because I asked for 5. And when he was unrolling it from the bolt, he was like, ooh, there is this weird bit where they've stitched the fabric together. Can I find it? No, I cannot. I don't want to unfurl all of it. There it is. So yeah, they had this weird bit where they'd stitched the fabric together down the middle. So yeah, that came out. So he's given me 6 meters for the price of 5, and I probably ended up with a little bit more than that. So what I'm thinking is that Hollywood style dress, my Grace bodice, and again, you guys probably will get sick of seeing the Grace bodice, but I love it, and I do think it's really versatile. So what I'm thinking is, because, and this is also very, very, this is a rayon, it is incredibly see-through, which might be good for a swinger's dress, but like, no, I'm going to line it. So I'm going to do the Grace bodice with the thick straps rather than the Hollywood dress, which has got the thin straps, because whilst they're really pretty, I much prefer the thick straps. And then I'm going to draft a ruffle that's going to go from around the front and get secured in, and it's going to go to where the straps start. And then I'm going to measure the strap over the top and then to the back, so that the ruffle will go the whole way around and can either be worn like that over the straps, or taken down and worn on the shoulders like this one, and put an elasticated channel in the top of it with this one. So that is the plan for that. And then a tiered and gathered skirt, probably, just because of the amount of fabric I have in this. And I might even do 4 tiers rather than 3 tiers, so it's just that little bit longer and a little bit floofier. And I'm going to fully interline the bodice and the straps, and then do a half circle skirt lining long enough for whatever length of skirt that I end up doing. And I think the ruffle is going to be 1 layer, and I'm going to do a narrow rolled hem on the overlocker to finish that off, which I'll probably see if I can do perhaps like ruffles that come out of the top of the so the tiered and gathered skirt, rather than hem them together like I usually do. Try and do like a ruffle on each tier as well, because I think that would look really pretty. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do with that one. Then, as you guys know, I have more pineapple fabric, because apparently Dolce & Gabbana were having a bit of a year that year. So it's right at the bottom, but my Dolce & Gabbana silk is so pretty. That pretty. It's got leaves on it, so it makes me happy. But I bought enough of that to do the 6563 t-shirt, but I'm thinking I might switch and do the 9006 cowl neck sleeveless top, because I have enough fabric for that, and that one doesn't need to get cut on the bias. So I think I would end up with all my pineapples the right way up rather than wonky pineapples, because if I cut it on the bias, I'm going to end up with pineapples on squiff. They won't be upside down, but they would be on the squiff. In fact, you know what? Some of them would end up upside down, because I only bought, because this was £35 a meter, so I only bought enough to nest the pattern pieces. But if I do the 9006, then none of those pieces are cut on the bias. They're all cut on the straight grain, so I'm going to end up with pineapples the right way up. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that one. So fruity June is looking like a thing, and I'm going to have the African wax print in there as well, which will be the Liz dress once this wearable muslin has been made. I do have one more fruity fabric that I want to go through. Come here. So I've got my Rifle Paper Company orange print, and I want to do that one as McCall's 7974, because I think it would be gorgeous. And so that's a quick project. That's a quick project. That is a much more involved project, but that's my project that scares me. So I'm doing one of those that month. And then we've got the strawberries and the oranges. And then I want to do, so basically you guys won't need to watch my June plans video, because this is just a long-winded version of that. Let me put these patterns away before I lose them, because we all know that that's a definite possibility in my world. And then the last thing that I want to do isn't technically fruity, but I do think it would go very well. But it does mean I've got to get these trimmed out. We all like it when I get the box of shiny things out, though, don't we? Me. Oh. Don't drop. Ugh. Okay. Yes, I bought more of them. I know I bought more of them. So I've got that set. Yes, there they are. Okay. So I've been banging on about doing this dress for a long time as well. So it would be nice to actually get it done. So with one of my ivory viscose crepes from the fabric room, which is back there, I've got a viscose twill, which I think will be the outer fabric, and then a viscose Marrakein, which will be the lining fabric. I want to do the McCall 7974 in white, and then put on these floral appliques, like the Hope and Ivy dresses that I've been showing you guys. And then, so we'd have one kind of going very Toyota Matoshi as well, like that. And now I've got another set so I can do obviously mirror on the other side. And then I've got a bunch, like way more than I need, of just the leaves, which I'm thinking can wrap around. So the waist, see if I can. These, they do stick. But what do you guys think? Yeah, I think that would look really pretty. With then, like, I bought yellow buttons as well, like bright yellow buttons for down the front of the dress. So I think that's what I want to do. And I think it would be doesn't have to be one pattern 4 ways, does it? Because I've done one pattern 5 ways. This is 1, 2, 3. This is 4. It doesn't have to. It just, like, the idea is with the sorry, I've got carried away. We're like an hour and 21 minutes in. I'm nearly done.
It's all
right. He was pre-warned that there would be hangouts on Sundays, weren't you? You did know that this was something that you were signing up for. No. And I enjoy these two. There's no other day of the week that it would work as well as it does for these Sunday hangouts. I know they're not great for most of you in the States, and for those of you that watch it back, like Jennifer with one in, I know you miss hanging out with us live, but you know, it's, timings and world times is sucky. But yeah, words are hard. What was I doing? Yeah, so 3 different versions of the same dress, and the whole kind of principle behind the thing is, like, patterns are expensive, let's make them work hard. So this one, it's like, look, one bodice, 4 different skirts, look how different they look, especially given that we've got some drapey viscose, some cotton lawn, and then some stiffer cotton as well in there as well. It's going to be interesting to see how the different types of fabric are interpreted in the final dresses. So I think that's going to be interesting. Like this one, we've got a viscose linen, so it will be stiffer. We've got an actual viscose, and then another, like I say, viscose twill, but with embroidery. And I like the idea of the kind of plain dress, but dress it up like the Hope and Ivy ones with the embroidery on it. And these appliques are not expensive. You can get them really easily, and that viscose twill is £3 per meter. So it would be like, look, you know, you can make a very effective dress yourself, which it's like the whole thing where, like, Rachel Maxey this Friday's just done, oh, I'm going to make myself a $400 Selkie dress, but from bed sheets. Like, whilst I'm not going to go for bed sheets because I have so much fabric to choose from. It's the same sort of principle. It's like Hope and Ivy is amazing, and they're actually really not that expensive. They're like 140, 50 quid, which for an embroidered dress is amazing. But it's one of those things where I know it's not going to fit me that well, and I haven't got that kind of money to spend on it. But let's see what we can, you know, like, how well can we make something that looks like an inspiration, and it won't be exactly the same because it's a button through dress, but it will still be beautiful. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I do, like I say, I do have another one down here that I want to do in that dress as well, which is a border print. And if I have time, I would like to fit that one in, but it doesn't work quite so well with the colour theme for the month, because this is definitely a very specific colour theme. And we're starting on the citrus collection, which you guys have been listening to me bang on about for months as well. So yeah, I think that's June's plan. So for everyone that's attended the hangout today, you don't need to watch the June plan video. You've already seen it. Oh, are these slightly different? Doesn't matter if they are. No, they're pretty much the same. Are these slightly different? Not enough that I think it would notice. I think we're good. I think we are good. So yeah, that is Jean's plans. Right, let me catch up with the chat and then we will call it a day because there's only so long you can play that game for. How's your phone battery doing?
Still good.
Yeah? Not bored yet?
Not bored.
Apparently he was awake for 2 hours before I woke up this morning just playing game because he was
I wasn't just playing games, I was planning the house stuff as well.
Yeah, but he didn't want to wake me up. Which is very sweet of you because like you do get up ridiculously. What time do you wake up usually? 5?
About 20 past 5.
Oh. No, I am not a fan of that. So yeah. Even Gianna was asleep this morning. She didn't wake me up either. Usually she wakes me up at about 5 o'clock because she's like, sun's up. Where are my treats? I've survived another night. I deserve to be rewarded, people. Yeah. Rotten Ralph says, that's unfortunate, really. Eleanor says, we love a Grace bodice. This is good. Rotten Ralph says, Anna bodice and the Grace bodice alternating to switch it up, which is probably what's going to happen for the rest of the year, to be honest. Rotten Ralph says to Carol, an embarrassment of riches for a lightbox alternatives. Ooh, Carol, did I miss something you said? Carol says, I have a glass coffee table as well as a glass top desk. I put my OTT light underneath it and voila, lightbox. I like it. I like it a lot. Elena says, we'll send you the photo later this week when we'll be tracing some patterns. Thank you. Nimoy says, I'm back and in time for pretty plans, it seems. Yes, you're basically watching a live version of how my brain works when I'm planning out what I'm going to make this month videos. And then when I'm sort of sit there and realize, like, if I carry on working the way that I have been, I don't have enough days or hours or minutes in the day to actually do all the things that I want to do. But my brain is just like, you can do the thing. So I try and do all the things. So yeah. Ralph says, pineapple. Natalie says, missed last week's hangout, so watched it on replay. So sorry I missed the pineapple hilarity. Joker says, dang it all, Ralph, lol, just when I'm thinking the spasms in the muscles in my back were telling me to go to bed, you start with the pineapple again. Lol. Rotten Ralph says, she started it. Joker says, Rotten Ralph says to Joker, I'm sorry if I'm making you laugh. Natalie says, ooh, pretty. Nimoy says, I love that applique idea. Rotten Ralph says, on what colour base? Ivory. This one up here. So I'm not getting it out because it's just plain twill, but like viscose twill. So it's a nice heavy fabric, but it has the twill texture, but it also has the movement of viscose. It's a really nice fabric. And if you guys don't get like that sort of stuff from the fabric room, I highly recommend. Highly recommend. Joker says, don't be, most weeks this is about as much entertainment as I get. Lol, it feels good to laugh even if my back hurts at times. Sue says, hi, I'm very late. That's okay, Sue, welcome. Joker says, hey, I stay up all night just for the hangouts. Lol, wreaks havoc on my sleep cycle, but it's so totally worth it these days. Natalie says, Sean, did you watch Bianca's trip to the Gold Hawk Road? I did. I thought it was really interesting, her perspective on that. I really wanted, I was like, oh, I would have come and protected you and made all the people behave because I know all the shop owners, or at least they recognize me every time I go in. So yeah, I could have like distracted them from her. But I know she's like very much of an introvert and was like, no, I don't want to people. But yeah, it was really interesting seeing her thoughts on the pricing of the Gold Hawk Road, because I don't think the Gold Hawk Road is cheap, but I don't think fabric in the UK is cheap ever, anywhere. But just how her reaction to how different the prices are makes me want to go to New York and the fabric district and mood even more, because I'm just like, I'm going to take an empty suitcase. That's actually, do you fancy going to New York for a weekend?
Why not? Let's do it.
He is so up for going fabric shopping all around the world. He's just like, yeah, it's like,
What, travelling? That's a bonus.
yeah. We were looking at maybe we're going to go to Chichester for a long weekend. There is a fabric store there. And it was just like, he's like, yeah, no, that sounds good. And I've even looked online and they do like you can go by appointment, and I've already found the fabric I want. So it's my souvenirs from wherever I go. So
Did you tell me that? Did you tell me that you found the fabric you want already?
I told you that I knew what sort of fabric I wanted, and I wanted to make a little jacket out of it, but it was tweed, so it was really expensive fabric. But I've picked out of all the ones that are on the site, I have not picked the most expensive. I picked the one that's £20 a metre, not £45 a metre. I'm well impressed with it. The trouble is, it is sort of a check,
Can you
so I
make
might
me a
need.
t-shirt then?
You want me to make you a t-shirt? I've explained to him that every time that I've offered to make something for a partner, it's been the kiss of death for a relationship, and you are pressuring me to make you a t-shirt. You're trying to tell me something? His is buying cats with them. So yeah, don't buy cats with girlfriends. You've got lots of abandoned cats all around. No abandoned children, but many abandoned cats. Not through choice.
Not for a choice.
Not through choice. Not through choice. Let's see, where did I get to the third one? Kashmir Kashama says hello from Pula. Oh, hello! Oh, I'm so jealous. We're not going to go to Pula this year. I'm so jealous. Maybe we could go to Pula at one point. That's Croatia. It was amazing.
Ooh, yeah.
And Pula is kind of like on the same.
Lots of good things about Croatia.
So this is the Istrian coast, and it's on the same latitude as Venice. And Venice is like a 4-hour, I think I've got this right, a 4-hour ferry from there.
Okay.
So yeah, it's where we were going to go this year but we just oh, Mum's wearing one of my dresses. She's wearing all of the new clothes I gave her on her birthday. Oh, so lovely. Do go fabric shopping in Pula, because there is a fabric shop there. We found
really
it.
making me want to go on holiday though.
Yeah, I need to sort my passport out. We could go to the Channel Islands. That'll feel like holiday. Yeah. Hello, Mother.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I've just been saying that you spent your birthday going through my wardrobe, and you've ended up with all of the clothes. You've got to come say hi to the peeps. They're not gonna let you not say hi to the peeps.
And I'm wearing one of yours. I wore it for my presentation.
Yes.
Hi, peeps.
Yes, they're all saying hello, Jane.
Already?
Yes. Hello, Jane.
Hi.
Yes. Have you had a nice morning? You're wearing your shepherd.
Yes.
Very pretty. Happy Diamonds. That's what this was called.
Is it?
Yeah, because all the diamonds move. So that was the name of the thing. Very pretty. Oh, and more diamonds. What is it with you and diamonds today? Is that Granny's? Oh, is it too booby for you?
Yeah. It's down here.
It looks great on me.
Not on a 71-year-old.
She's showing off the diamonds, but that's the dress that I want to do out of all of these. That dress. Why? Because I was saying I wanted to do like another one where it's like patterns are expensive, make them work hard for you. Because look how it can look in. We're gonna do it in that one, that one, and then white with this applique on top of it. I think that would look really pretty, and do that as a video of like, you know, like one pattern can work, looks very different things.
Yeah.
Like all you just need is a little bit of imagination.
And it can look, you know, you don't have to be.
Yeah, because the original pattern, Mum, the V came down to there. I added those extra 2 buttons, and that it was for me as well. It was way too tit-tastic. So yeah. They're all giggling at me now.
I'm good, yeah.
Good. Nice to see you.
Let's see, where did I get to with the chat? With the chat.
Bye.
Bye. Elena says, Sean, your video saved my evening, so we'll watch no matter what. Oh, thank you. Joker Claire says, if mornings are so great, why don't they start at noon? Lol. Yes, Elena's laughing. She's like, really? Rotten Ralph says, he is willing to Sherpa for you in the fabric district in New York. I don't know. Would you come fabric shopping with me in New York? Would you enjoy that? Or would you want to be like dropped off somewhere so you can do boy things?
I'd enjoy it. I'm not to be honest, I'm not sure if I'd like New York.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're not a fan of big cities.
I don't like cities. So New York's probably quite large.
Yeah. See, I kind of think it would be fun.
I've also been told that America's amazing, apart from New York, by lots of people.
Really?
That might be controversial. I might have just upset a lot of people.
Yeah, because Carol's here who lives in New York City, so let's not offend the peeps.
Yeah.
But no, what I was thinking is I would really like to go somewhere like Vermont, which I am appreciating that America is very, very large, and that Vermont and New York are probably not just a train journey away from each other. It might be including flights. But I kind of want to do New England in the fall, so autumn with all the
Fall.
leaves, and then go home via New York so that it can go to the fashion district and go shopping in Mood and all of the other fabric stores and go in. Yeah. And somebody's just said one suitcase, one empty suitcase. No, all of it. You haven't seen the size of the empty suitcase. It would be the size of me. Yeah. Joker Claire says, one empty suitcase? Jeez Louise, I'll be dusting off my CDL commercial driving license, aka big rig truck, and renting a setup of turnpike doubles, 2 53-foot trailers for a trip to NYC fabric. That sounds amazing, but I've still got to Sherpa it back across. If we were cruising, there's no limit to the amount of luggage you can take on a cruise ship, other than the fact that you've got to fit it into your cabin.
So you kick me out New York and then you just come back with fabric.
Yeah, I'll have a button-sized shape piece of like fabric storage. Olivia says, oh man, I'm so late. I was cooking breakfast and packing lunch for my husband. That's okay. It's very nice to see you. Jacob Plus says, I've been buying back fabric by the roll if I could get down there. Lol. Yes. Elena says hi to Jane. Kashama says, yes, a really convenient ferry ride to Venice. Yeah, we could do like a week on the Istrian coast and then go over to Venice. I'd like to see Venice, but I don't know if I'd want to stay in Venice.
So like a couple of nights.
Yeah.
Maybe a night in Venice.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Before it ends up underwater.
Leroy says hi to Mum. Ralph says, get thy passport sorted. They're going to all start shouting at me every week now to make sure that I get my passport sorted. We could go to Guernsey. Let's could go to Guernsey in Jersey. That feels like holiday because it's like, you know, an island that we have to travel. I'd like to go to the Isle of Skye as well.
Yes.
That would be very cool. That would make Erica very jealous. You want to drive?
I'll drive there.
No.
Yeah, you don't like travelling in the car, do you?
I'll fly. I'll meet you up there. We'll start at the same time. It'll be like Top Gear.
It will, actually. As long as I don't end up like Richard Hammond, then we should be fine.
Yeah. Maybe I would get the train. I like the train because I can get up and move around, but I'm not very good in a car. And like, how long is... Because Skye is like to Inverness. It's like 12 hours?
Something like that.
No. There's me saying, yeah, I'm totally willing to like train it around America.
Would you get sick on a train though?
No, as long as I'm sitting the right way.
What's the right way?
Forward facing. Can't sit backwards. Can't sit backwards on a ferry either.
Really?
Yeah, no, that makes me feel very ill. Nicola says, Jane, you look stunning. Ralph says, hello, Jane, you look lovely. Elena says, you look amazing. Natalie says, Jane looks fabulous in that dress. She does indeed. And actually, it's really funny because I made 2 of those dresses. One of the original one has gone to my niece because she has the boobies for it. And apparently it still doesn't fit her. And this is the one that I made for me, and it's now fits Mum. So, yeah. Olivia says, on a happier note, Sean, I went to the Riverside in Iowa and got a couple of Star Trek patches. Nice. Put them up in the Peeps. I need to see which ones you got. I still want there's a company on Etsy that do patches for Star Trek, and one of them is national parks of like Hoth and all the different places, but there's an Alderaan one, and it's the patch is just a bunch of like meteorites, and then it says closed until further notice. That makes me giggle. I need that one. Olivia says, good morning, Jane, you look lovely. Sue says, I just got a passport, did it online, took 4 weeks with no express service, was very, very quick. Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to take me very long. I just need to pull my finger out and do it. And it's about 90 quid, I think, as well.
Yeah,
so
I did it before I bought a house. Before I can afford to travel for another
year. He's just put an offer in a house and had it accepted. You're going to be broke any minute now.
I know.
You're going to have to just view coming to the island as a holiday. You're crossing water, put your passport in your pocket. It'll make you feel like you're going away. I don't think that's worked.
Ask people to check it.
Yeah.
Then they get denied.
They'll be like, no, you're not allowed. Jake Claire says, hi, Mum. Happy belated birthday. Elena says, and again, welcome to Finland. Nicholas says, going to New York City for the second time, and I don't like cities either. It's not too bad. After Bianca's video, I'm looking forward to the fabric shopping. Yeah. I need to go to New York at least once. There's also a company called Foundry, and they're on my wish list mood board for this year. one of the other things that was on my wish list mood board was a boy.
Any boy?
Is it
still one?
Tall, funny. Oh, I've got it. I've got the picture here. Hang on. Okay, specifically in this order: funny, tall, romantic, spicy.
Next time, I guess, right?
I think I've scored all 4. Thank you. Stop being so mean to yourself. So yeah, but another thing that's on my list was a necklace from Foundry, because I probably won't be able to afford it this year because they're incredibly expensive. But I just wanted it as like a I also want to hit 100,000 subscribers, but given the little blip I've had, I don't think that's going to happen this year either. But I wanted it as my 100,000 subscriber kind of like memento kind of thing. A trip to New York to buy the Foundry necklace, but we're talking like the entry level ones are like $2,000. They're beautiful though, and they have like little charms that they put on them that are like mean different things, and so you can make your own story and you can add to it over the years. I really liked that, so I just thought like for 100,000 that would be really cool. And then every time I hit another milestone, I add a charm to it. And it was in gold as well, which I love, but they are incredibly expensive. So it's kind of one of those like something like that kind of thing. But they're in New York. Their store is in New York. So that's why another reason I wanted to go to New York this year. Passport. Nicholas, Teresa says, your mum looks so lovely in the dress. You as well, Sian. We'll catch up later this evening with the hangout. Sunday is a work day for me. It was very nice to see you very quickly, Teresa. Carol says, Vermont is about an 8-hour drive, but you can see great foliage within a couple of hours of New York City. See, this is the thing. We'll have to plan a trip because I would like to go to New York City for at least a couple of days and then go and see some pretty foliage and stuff. So yeah. Nicholas says, ooh, come to the Highlands. Yes, definitely want to. I really want to go and see the Isle of Skye, and I know Erica will be very jealous. It might even make Erica actually bring her husband over and come and join us for a trip. That would be really cool. Because she's like, the next time I come to England, she's like, I love the Isle of Wight, but she's been twice now. She's the only time she's travelled outside of the USA is to come to the Isle of Wight.
Wow.
I know, which is amazing. But she's like, I really want to go to the Isle of Skye, and I really want to go to the Isle of Skye, so that would be very cool. Olivia says, driving through the States is the best and you can stop wherever you want. How are you about driving on the other side of the road?
Do you know, a 4-way stop's really, I don't know if I'd get that straight away.
I know, you can turn right on a red light, can't you?
Yeah, but not all the time.
No. So, yeah, and probably we'd be like there sitting there just going, nope. And the people behind us, for fuck's sake, come on. I keep swearing today. I'm so sorry.
My brother's hired a Mustang and driven the West Coast.
Nice.
He really enjoyed that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
One of the trips that I really want to do is drive across America, going to all the theme parks. Yeah. Maybe it should be like the 2 coasts, but yeah. I've got a thing for roller coasters though. You're not particularly fond of them, are you?
I sort of take them or leave them.
Yeah.
It's not so much I don't like roller coasters, I like queuing up for roller coasters.
Yeah, that's true. Rotten Ralph says, my passport expired in 2020. I took it as a sign. Mine expired in 2022. I feel like I should get 2 years for free on my next one because they wouldn't let me travel. Nimue says, I have a few retreats left on my passport. Yay, because Nimue is coming to the retreat next year with her friend. I need to sort that out because I've got the price from Foxhill, so I need to price it up. And I'm going to price up a 4-day one like we've just done and like you came to before. I'm going to price up the 7-day one so that you guys have options. And then the majority will rule. So if everyone wants the 7-day one, then I'm really sorry to the people that only want 4. But it'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. Olivia's laughing at Rotten Ralph and then says the Star Trek patches are for you. Oh, that's so sweet of you, Olivia. Thank you. She's like, I couldn't finish my sentence because I got distracted by your mum. She is very distracting. She did literally come down to say hi to you guys. I've been waffling for an hour and 45 minutes. I'm so sorry.
That's I'm enjoying myself.
You're sitting here listening to me burble away. Saskia says, I remember hearing the LA Fabric District has a lot of dead stock. Would love to do some damage in there one day. Me too. And you know that Bianca's been doing all those jerseys with all the pretty finishes on them. That's an LA company. I think I need to go to Los Angeles. This is the trouble. Every time I start doing a New York, an American trip, I'm like, oh yeah, New York for like a week. That would be amazing. And then other people tell me stuff and I'm like, oh yeah, well, we're there, so we might as well just add another bit on. And then 2 months later, I'm still in America. And it's just like, no, it doesn't work like that. Not yet, anyway. A couple of years' time, maybe.
How long can you travel there for? Three months?
I think so, yeah.
Of course, either.
Yeah. Then we could just nip up to Canada, go and visit your cousins and come back down again.
I like that, just nip.
Yeah.
It's probably only like another, probably as far there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Erica lives in Seattle, and her friend lives
like 3
in
hours to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Looking on the map, they look like they're next.
Yeah. So, because one of her best friends lives in Vancouver, and they do like they come and visit each other and do sewing, little mini sewing retreats in each other's places. So yeah, nip. Elena says you two are too cute. Jacqueline says, yay, I made a love. Good evening, or I think you mean alive. Yes, just then put live. I used to text people and I'm like, oh, I can't talk now, I'm doing a live stream, and it would it would autocorrect to love stream. Like, whoops, I did not mean that. Now, Sal says, g'day, Sean and Peeps. Just came back from a light show that was over Sydney Harbour, 1,000 drones light show. Oh, cool. They always look amazing. So Felicia says, hi, everyone. Hope you're well. Hello, my lovely. I did answer your comment on the Eve dress one. The videos that I mentioned should pop up on screen, but if they don't, they are listed in the description. And I double checked and I hadn't forgotten that because I sat there with him last night doing it to make sure that I had got the description done perfectly before we went out. Elena says it's only around 6 million people in the whole country, so even Helsinki downtown isn't too peoply. Ah, that's why she wants us to come to Finland. Finland would be good.
Do you know what? Yes.
Yeah, he's very up for that.
Very up for Finland.
Okay, cool. Is there fabric shops, Elena? Will you come fabric shopping with us? Carol says perfect fall folios destination in New York is at New York Sheep and Wool Festival in Rhinebeck every October.
Does Finland have really, really long summer nights?
I think so, yeah. All the Scandi countries have long.
Do they all though?
I think so. Are we being dim, Elena? Do all the Scandi countries have really long summer seasons? Because I know in Iceland, in the summer, the sun never sets.
Is that all of it? Or is it just
no, in Iceland, definitely. Yeah. But it might be the northern parts, the latitudes.
I'm guessing Finland, it depends on.
I mean, where's Helsinki? Yeah, where's Helsinki?
Probably like 1,000 miles, well, 800 miles north to south. I'm guessing.
Yeah, we are showing our ignorance here. But yeah, I mean, both of us have decided that like we just need to win the lottery so we can just travel the world and like go fabric shopping. I'm sure you want to do other things apart from just fabric shopping, but you're quite happy to indulge my fabric shopping needs.
Traveling is good. Drop you off at a fabric shop. Off we go.
Yeah. Sue says it's easy in America. Driving, I mean.
Yeah.
I've never driven on the other side of the road, so it would be interesting.
It should be easy. I just don't think I'd get the trust of the four-way stop.
Yeah.
Because you're really relying on people. So the way I understand it is whoever is first there gets to go first after you stop. It's not like you give way to your right or something, or your left or something. I don't know. They might correct me.
I don't know. Turning right on a red light just seems weird.
That's not every, and you can't. I want to say New York, you can't do that.
I mean, would you drive in New York anyway? That just sounds like a horror story. I wouldn't drive in cities in the UK. And I was guessing it would be an automatic as well, so there's no gear changing. It's like you'd have to specifically try and find a stick over there.
Automatic, so that
I've never driven an automatic, so that could be interesting. Olivia says Tennessee has Dollywood. I'm up for that 100%. Olivia says Missouri has Silver Dollar City. You're welcome to stay in America as long as you want. Rotten Rail says nip up to Canada, honestly. I'm aware the nip up to Canada was like a 3-hour drive. I do understand that much of geography, I promise. Debbie says the US needs to have a special flexible visa for shopping. It does, and Olivia says it does as well. Nimura says the way legislation in various states is going, my US travel hopes are shrinking. Glad I managed Disney World before I couldn't feel safe in Florida anymore. Shame the US has so much to offer. I know. Like, that's why I'm saying I don't think my trip across America would be what I would want to do. I do want to go to Denver, Colorado though. Like, I want to go and see Aspen. I've got so many things I want to go and do.
That just reminds me of Dumb and Dumber. Sorry, so mature.
Rotten Ralph says, I want to go to Finland. Apparently we're all going to come and join you in Finland, Eleanor. So Felicia says, awesome, and that dress was beautiful. Oh, thank you. You can just see it there. Just there. Eleanor says Helsinki has normal 2 months of summer. Night dress night is northern part thing. Okay.
Yeah, so you have to be up north.
Yeah,
to be
like the further
24 hours. Yeah.
I know Iceland has definitely got a 24-hour day though. I watched a video on it the other day.
Most places have a 24-hour day.
24-hour sunlight.
Sorry, I'm being mean to you.
He's being mean. I haven't got anything I can throw that's not going to do permanent damage. I'm not throwing M&Ms at you because that's just a reward. 24 hours of daylight. So Felicia saw them in the description afterwards. Maybe I missed it as I was winging a dog jacket for my dog. No, don't worry, it popped up, but who knows. Sal says the first concert I saw live was the Finland band Nightwish. I lost my voice from singing too loud and too much. Lol. Nice. Olivia says, Sean, my husband wanted me to tell you he likes your modelling. Thumbs up. And he said, regarding your boyfriend, good taste. We haven't actually discussed our friend yet.
No, we haven't, have we?
No. I think we're waiting until like after what payday, so that there was a payday between birthdays and anniversaries. Yeah, that was
the official
we've had that discussion. Yeah.
It's very romantic. Make sure we can both afford great presents.
Exactly. Presents and necessities. Ralph says the driver on the right gets the right of way unless you get there first. Okay.
Yeah, see, that's the bit I don't get. Like, imagine that in England, it would not work. But I'm definitely here first.
Sue says Turkey apparently has amazing fabric shops. Yes, and did you know that's where all the Stylecraft, well, not all, but most of the Stylecraft wool is made, and that's why there's been a real shortage at the moment because of all the earthquakes that happen in Turkey. So yeah, didn't know that. Where did I get to the chat? Rottmel says Florida has Disney, Universal, and Busch Gardens. Yeah, I have been to Florida. That's the one part of the states that I've been to. But mind you, I went to Key West for a day. That's the only part of the states that I've set foot on. The southernmost tip of it. Olivia says, if you drive on the highways, you'll be fine. You just have to park on the side of the highway and hike in with our suitcases. Elena says, you will need good camera and a million dresses for photo shoots. We have only a couple of fabric stores, but we have many lovely outdoor locations. Nice. Rottmel says, throw the M&Ms. I'm not throwing the M&Ms. That's going to just reinforce the bad behaviour. I reward him with chocolate. They're his favourite M&Ms as well.
Well, you've just discovered them.
Yeah, but he introduced me to these. They are lethal. They're the crispy.
Yeah, if anyone's watching from who makes M&Ms?
Unilever.
Yeah, anyone, just send us loads of free samples.
Mars. Yeah.
There you go. Get some sponsorship.
Dublin, Ireland. Yeah. M&Ms, you want to sponsor me? Eleanor says, but you don't drive or take the train to North and it only takes 9-ish hours. You were right, 9 hours. Rotten Ralph says, then you have discussed it. If you get there first, you are already moving. Eleanor says to Sal, love Nightwish before they broke up. Rotten Ralph says, he's improving the stream, reward him. Are you saying I'm not enough?
The people have spoken, Sean. The people have spoken.
You do realise this is now going to have to be a regular Sunday event then.
But just get me to make stuff. Like, that would just be brilliant, I think.
Teach buttons
Like
to
car
sew.
crash. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Just the terminology will be entertaining enough. I'm just going to make names up for things.
I already make names up for things. We go smoosh stuff together, the factor. Like, if I ever do write a sewing pattern, it's going to have a Shan glossary at the front to explain the things.
Smooshing.
Yeah, the smooshing. It's a technical term. It is a technical term. What Ralph says, not in the slightest. Yeah, no, we have discussed the boyfriend-girlfriend thing. We've just not officially called each other that yet because, again, like payday in between birthdays because both of our birthdays are within 7 days of each other.
Yeah, we thought this through. Really,
we did. We did.
Just means we can go on a joint birthday holiday every year.
Yeah.
Problem solved. That's where our presents.
I think agree to that.
Do the presents on the holiday.
Oh, okay. As long as there's presents. I need the things. Nimue says, I'm going to have to leave you guys and try not to spend money at the craft market. I did manage to mostly sew the next 2 weeks of my temperature quilt. Have a lovely week, everyone. You too, Nimue. It was nice to see you and have fun at the craft market. And do put up your haul later because absolutely bollocks are you not going to buy anything. So show us in the group later what you get. Olivia says, I drive from Iowa back to my birth state of California a lot. It's 1,800 miles one way. You should take the 40, which goes from California to the Carolinas. But this year we're going through Colorado. Pretty. Like the Mojave looks amazing.
Yeah, like rural America just looks amazing.
It's so amazing. Like I really want to go and see the Grand Canyon and like, yeah. Alana says, you could use buttons as a model. What, for my dresses? I don't think you fit. Stop encouraging him to make me make things for him.
That's it. People spoken, Charles.
So this is the fabric that my sister-in-law made my brother's last shirt from. If you'll let me make you things from stuff like this, then sure.
Sure.
Would you actually wear
Have
it?
You ever seen me wear anything other than a plain t-shirt?
Exactly. Yeah, you got a photo of you touching an elephant in something that looks.
That sounds inappropriate. No elephants were harmed in the making of that photo.
It's got stripes. Just admitted to stalking on his Facebook. You knew I did that already, though.
I do know you did that.
His Facebook won't let me add him as a friend, though. I think he's blocked me. Not that I use Facebook anymore. I really don't use Facebook anymore. Rotten Ralph's, read that one. Rotten Ralph says, joint birthday holiday in the horror, Shan, sarcasm. Yes. I don't mind joint birthdays and as long as there's presents. Like actual physical presents. And even if it's just like because he bought me 2 decks of cards this year, which was amazing, from Theory 11, Mandalorian and Hogwarts Ravenclaw ones. So like I'm happy with that as a tradition because I love my decks of cards. And eventually I'm gonna have a gaming room where I can have them framed because they are awesome, because you don't use the cards because they're far too pretty. So like I bought Dad 2 decks of the James Bond ones for his birthday for the game that they play.
Yeah.
Does he use them? No, he does not. So I might steal one of those for me, and then he can have one as a memento. So yeah. Joker Class says, the fact that he's willing to learn to sew on a live stream already has improved my opinion of him, though he still needs to get out in front of the camera so we can see him already, lol. He's sitting there and he's like,
when do you finish?
In 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Maybe.
You don't have to. You think he's camera shy? Jacob says, my wife's family has 5 birthdays in December, including one on Christmas Day and one on New Year's Eve. Lol. Oh, wow. Yeah, we've got Dad on the 9th, Ben on the... Ooh, is it Ben or Dan on the 16th? And then Nia on the 17th. Then it was Granny's on the 25th. It's one of my nephews is in Dan's birthday is on the 12th of November, which means Ben's birthday is in December, but I haven't got it marked on my calendar for some reason. So yeah, we have a bunch of birthdays in December as well. November and December. They're expensive. Rachel then says, did I briefly read about you coming to Florida? Possibly. I would like to. I really want to go to Disney World. Do you want to go to Disney World?
Yeah, I haven't been there since I was 7, so
I've never been.
Read you a visit.
My mum said she would take us if we had kids. I mean, I know neither of us want
kids.
That's
a lot of a commitment.
She's like, I'm only going to Disney World if I can take a toddler, and I'm like, have you got any idea how miserable that would be? Can we borrow a toddler? Will one of you lend us one of your children? Because Mum will take us to Disney World then. It's like, why can't you take your grown-up children to Disney World? Do you know how horrible it would be to have a small child that you have to cater to do the thing? Surely an adult child would be much more fun because they can self-regulate. Exactly. So yeah.
Their own ice cream.
Yeah. I want the grey stuff because apparently there's a restaurant where you can, in Beauty and the Beast, when they do the song "Be Our Guest," try the grey stuff. It's delicious. There's actually that's a item on one of the menus at one of the restaurants. It's just like, I want the grey stuff. I want the grey stuff. Olivia says, going to Colorado route will take us through Las Vegas. Lost Wages is what we call it, and then straight to the high desert. That sounds amazing. I want to do that. Ellen says, by the way, if you really will visit Helsinki, our most likely thing will happen is that I will totally get starstruck and not be able to speak and completely embarrass myself. No, you won't. You'll be fine. Sal says, my dad has 2 birthdays, one the day he was actually born on and the other the day the birthday certificate says, which is 2 days apart. That sounds like a genius plan.
It does sound like a genius plan.
Rotten Ralph says, he can be the voice behind the camera. You don't have to go on camera is what they're saying. Olivia says to Elena, I agree. I think if I was to meet Sian, I would get so overwhelmed I would embarrass myself. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't at all. You wouldn't at all. Elena says, Rotten Ralph, perhaps the voice of reasoning.
Reasoning.
Yeah. And talking me out of all the stupid things that I want to do.
Yes. Let me go with that.
Rotten Ralph says, my friend Sarah is the 25th of December, Tara is the 26th, I'm the 27th, Chris is the 28th, and I'm not mentioning the other December's birthdays. Sue says, Disney World is not just for kids. Exactly, it's what I keep trying to explain to Mother. Like, she needs to take us. We'd be way more fun company than a child. Because plus child is like a lot of responsibility.
Mm.
It's just no. Neither of us want kids. It's great. That's one of the first things we both asked each other. Is just like, children. Jack Claire says Dad's side has 5 within 8 days in April. Wow. Rachel then says Disney World is awesome. My child is now 12, so that wouldn't work, but we'll meet you there. I think a 12-year-old might be quite good. Yeah, borrow a 12-year-old for a day. Come with, obviously. That sounds really dodgy, doesn't it? Give us your children. We want to take them to Disney World. Jacob Claire says, yep, you can borrow all 3 of mine, but there's only one considered a toddler and she's borderline at this point. I don't understand why Mum wants a small child. I think it's just, no. It doesn't sound like a fun time to me. Sue says, I went at 38. Exactly. I think that would be a really good idea. Ralph says, I'd be uncomfortable meeting Sian because social anxiety. She'd ask me to be quiet because I couldn't shut up. And I'm an hour from Disney and I've never been. No, if I ever come to the States at some point, we will have to do a Peeps meetup of some kind, won't we? I'll have to kind of like pick 4 strategic points in America and Canada and just be like, come meet me. And then you guys would just be like, nah, you're much better in a computer screen. Guys, I've been waffling for 2 hours, 3 minutes and 55 seconds at this point, and it was supposed to be an hour. Thank you for
That's okay.
Sitting here listening to me burble. Thank you guys for joining us.
How long was that?
2 hours, 4 minutes and 6 seconds now.
Doesn't feel like 2 hours.
That's good. Does it feel longer?
Yes.
These are getting further and further away. It's like, you're not getting these.
You can't train me. I'm not like the cat or the dog.
We've been watching The Big Bang Theory. Apparently it does work.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Either way, I get M&Ms right.
Well, good behaviour gets rewarded. So. Natalie says, bye-bye buttons, bye-bye peeps. Thank you so much for joining us. Are you coming back next weekend?
Yeah, I think so.
He'll be back next weekend then, so yeah.
Depends if I have to go and sign some paperwork or whatever I have to do for the house.
If you bought a house.
Possibly.
Exciting. So the plan for this week is I'm going to try and get back into the shorts because I do enjoy doing the outfits of the day. And Me, May would have been a perfect excuse to do them, but I just didn't, which was really silly of me. But never mind. Rotten Ralph says, what do you think your parents did to you as a child? Why we both don't want children. Your dad took you and your brother out and said, why do you want kids? Because his brother doesn't want kids either. No.
Because I like holidays and cars.
Wasn't it girls and cars?
Holidays and cars.
Oh, right, okay. Girls after that.
Girls after.
Okay, good to know the priority list. So the shorts will be back. The idea is that there will be a June plans video and a sewing room tour video if I can pull my finger out and get that done. I really want to. The only thing I'm now thinking is like it wouldn't take me long to go and get that and finish it off completely and then the room would be done, and I'm just like, is the perfectionist in me going to be annoyed that it's not perfect? And it probably would be. So yeah. But that's the plan. That's the plan for next weekend, video wise. If you guys have any videos that you would specifically like to see, do let me know in the comments and stuff, because you guys have come up with some really good ideas in the past, and I obviously want to see if I can do things that interest you as well as they interest me. So yeah, let me know if you have any ideas of videos that you want to see. But I'm going to start doing my pattern collection again. I am going to do a closet clean out. June hopefully will be jam-packed with really interesting videos for you guys, and hopefully some really pretty clothes and pineapples, and then the in-joke for all the people. How can I work pineapples and swingers into the title of a video without being really like obvious? If you think of anything, let us know in the comments down below. But anyway, thank you very much for hanging out with us. It has been a lot of fun. I will be back next Sunday for another hangout with apparently a buttons, unless he has stuff to sign. And I will see you all then. So bye.